Hi, this is the Vedic Astrologer with the June 2015 reading for Vedic Capricorn. Okay, so for Vedic Capricorn, the first card out is the Nine of Swords in reverse. Well, I feel like there's someone who's not seeing the pattern in the past. Pretty firmly not seeing it. Pretty firmly determined to not see it, rather. And for some people, just unable, you know? And it may be just that they're so caught up in the pain of the moment or in worry. Or that they can't see the larger picture. But that is leading to a rude awakening. Yeah, it's like if they don't look at it, if they don't look at the larger picture, and pretty soon, then they're kind of cruising for a bruising, basically, just heading down a path that's going to be painful. I feel like you, Capricorn, may be, I mean, I'm sure it'll be different. There may be some Capricorns for whom this is you, or who it is the Capricorn who is not seeing things and kind of heading down a disastrous path. It doesn't have to be disastrous, but it's not pretty. And I feel like you, Capricorn, or some of you Capricorns anyway, see this pretty clearly, where this is heading, you know. And you may even be trying to help this person kind of head that off, but they may not want your advice. They may feel like you're coming from kind of a partisan place, whereas I think you're actually trying to be, trying to help them just from a place of like one soul to another, one spirit to another. I don't feel like you're doing it out of a particular attachment to your point of view or something. I feel like you're actually trying to provide a service to this person who is not, in many cases, seeing it. Yeah, it feels very much like they have to kind of learn their lessons the hard way before they, yeah. It feels again like a lot like repeated lessons and like lessons that they are, like a situation that they've gotten themselves into by being either temperamental or just hasty. For some of you, this may be someone you used to be married to. Or have children with. And you may kind of... It's like they've got their sails set in a certain direction. And you're kind of trying to have like a friendly reminder. Or be like, you know, you might want to just think about these things. And they're... they may hear you. They may hear you a bit. You may kind of plant a new idea in their head, but it feels like they kind of still have to do whatever it is that they're set on doing. So hopefully if they're receptive, you may be able to help them kind of salvage some of the good from whatever they're doing rather than just kind of blowing it apart, because it feels like that blowing it apart is a very real possibility. But you may have, yeah, you may be able to plant an idea in this person's head. Not so much plant an idea, but as, something you say gives birth to a new way of thinking for them. That is actually going to help to align them with their higher self. So that's positive. And I think that's for some people. For some people, I think this person is going to remain in the dark because they're just so stubborn. And that they kind of have to, they really are taking the Saturn take on whatever lesson this is. Saturn is the Lord of Karma. But it's really, and Saturn is all about like learning the hard way, learning through doing, learning through experience. And the positive side of Saturn is that you do gain wisdom that way, and authentic wisdom that will not be forgotten. But for some people, that whoever this is really going to have to just go all the way, the hard way, before they figure out what you're kind of trying to just tell them to save them some trouble. And so for some people, it's going to be that they're going to have to build a whole structure of, they're going to have to do a whole ton of work before they can kind of see what you have said to them, see the truth in, the value in what you had said to them, to try to help them avoid that. And for other people, they may be able to kind of get it this month a bit more. So, yeah, kind of depends on their spiritual development and progress. But I do see a chance for at least a little bit of a breakthrough. And I think that if they are able to take your advice, that's actually going to set them onto the right path in a way that is really a great service. So bravo to you if you're doing that for someone this month. But yeah, I feel like someone's kind of riding into a sketchy situation. They're trying to stay strong, but they're doing something that's just not the smartest thing. And which is going to, I think, cause financial trouble for them as well. As well as just a feeling of kind of like being back at square one or something, or going back to the beginning in a way that is maybe uncomfortable. But again, they kind of have to learn that lesson in order to get on their right path. So you may be able to shorten it for someone, but someone's definitely going through something that is probably going to affect you by virtue of you, being either involved in their life or caring about them or whatever. But it really is their issue. And it's helping them to get onto the right path, onto the right future. But I definitely feel like that's a ways off. For other people, if you're not dealing with like an ex or something, you may meet somebody pretty fantastic this month. So that's nice to hear. They may make you an offer of partnership that you're not sure whether to accept or not. And the advice there is not to go back to any situation that feels familiar. It feels like something you've done before. And definitely stick with your higher self. Kind of try to be conversant with your higher self if you get an offer from someone that you're not sure about. Kind of check in with why you want to be united with them, or why you might want to. Because it feels like for some people, this is just kind of like an old boogeyman coming around again. Where it's like somebody who's maybe kind of like sexy and charming, has some sparkle or something. It's not really the right thing for you, and it's not going to be able to make you happy. And for other people, this is something that's actually quite valuable, and there's actually like a strong spiritual connection. So yeah, I kind of have to figure out like which direction the attraction is coming from. You know, not that there's anything wrong with sexual attraction, obviously, but you know that shouldn't be the primary drive, unless you know. Whatever. I'm not judging. I'm just saying. But yeah, it feels like there is a potential for some people this month to really find a good spiritual connection with someone. And when you are spiritually connected with someone, you are also usually physically attracted to them. It's just that there's something more that's driving it. You know, it's not just sort of using each other for sex. It's like actually communing, you know. Yeah, so that's kind of on tap for some people this month. And for this is happening, I feel like this is almost like a karmic reward or something. You know, this is like you've done a lot of work around this area of your life or something to figure out what you do want. And I feel like you may have had sort of like a dry spell or something, but somebody is coming along. So definitely let me know if that happens for you. I'm very excited to like have some good news to share. Let's see. So and others of you will still be waiting for your goals to reach fruition. Like you may have already met this person who is a strong soul connection for you, but you need to wait for them still. So other people may be kind of engaged in that, may need to turn away from another offer that's kind of like a sexy offer, but isn't really going to be fully satisfying, especially after you've already met this person where you're like, oh no, that's what I want, you know. So if that's the case, if you kind of already have somebody in mind or a feeling that you want in mind, you know, and you meet somebody who's kind of like sexy and fun but isn't giving you all that, the advice is to kind of, again, stay with your higher self or just inquire within before you make any moves. Because I think that could really help you to avoid feeling let down. Yeah, sort of like keep your eyes open, keep your heart open, and keep your feet ready to head for the door if you need to. I don't know why that's coming up, but yeah. At the same time, it feels like this is a good month for you to be sort of like emotionally like out and about or emotionally involved in your community. And like building mutually supportive networks where you help out your friends when they're in need and they help you out, and just kind of balancing that out. So maybe if you've been giving a lot, it might be time for you to receive a bit from your network. And if you've been needing a lot, it might be time for you to kind of give back a bit to your network. So it seems like that's a good time for that to happen. And also to care for people in your home that need care, like, and to balance sort of like work. That makes sense because it's getting to be summertime, but balance sort of work and home in a way that makes you comfortable and that makes you feel like you are kind of the ruler of your home in a way. And I think not so much that you have that it has to have that super authority, as just that you feel like things are in order, you know, like things are the way you would like them to be. It's not feeling out of control. Yeah, and be watchful of any old issues that are kind of trying to come back, because I feel like there's potential for that within your home or within your family or friend circle this month. Old things that you've already dealt with and thought you would kind of put to bed coming back. Be wary of those things because you could kind of, yeah, be wary of those things. But I feel like actually this time around, you're like, nope, I know how to deal with that. I got this. We are not going through all that. We're going to cut straight to the chase. and yeah, give people what they need, you know. So I feel like you have a lot of strength this month to kind of set things to rights. And in a way where you don't need to choose, or put yourself in a position where you don't need to choose between leaning too heavily on one thing or leaning too heavily on the other thing. And I feel like that is, again, in sort of like a work and family way, but it may work out differently for different people. Where it's like you don't need to work all the time and never see your family, or only see your family but not get enough work, or whatever. It seems like there's the potential this month to balance those things in a way that is quite steady for you. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm seeing for June, Capricorn. Thank you so much for watching, and if you would like a personal reading, my link for scheduling is down below. Please note that all the times there are in Pacific time. I am in California, so yeah, you can just Google quickly, like wherever you are, to Pacific time. It'll tell you the time translation. So yeah, and if you want to drop me a line, my email address is theivyleagueastrologer@gmail.com. Okay, thanks so much for watching.